While passing through town, Ben was deliberately knocked to the ground by patrolling officers. The two officers tried to arrest him and even stole his life-saving money. Ben went to report the incident at the police station, only to discover that the sheriff was in cahoots with the corrupt officers. Needing to post bail for his brother, he had no choice but to leave the station temporarily. He went to the town courthouse, but was turned away for being unable to pay the bail. Ben then contacted a friend to borrow money, and his friend readily agreed, though it would take 3 days to prepare. The corrupt sheriff discovered their connection and found an excuse to shut down the friend's restaurant, leaving the friend unable even to pay wages. With no other options, Ben turned to a lawyer who told him that without bail, his brother would be transferred to a regular prison and the money had to be delivered immediately. Meanwhile, the police checked Ben's personal records and realized he was a retired Special Forces soldier. Not only was he skilled in various combat techniques, he was also a jiu-jitsu instructor. The corrupt officers were intimidated upon learning this. By then, Ben had arrived at the station, demanding the sheriff return the bail money. The sheriff didn't care, and instead pulled a gun, telling him to leave. Ben snatched the gun, removed the bullets, and quickly held the sheriff at gunpoint, demanding his money back. Fearing for his life, the sheriff handed over the funds. Ben then rushed to the courthouse and posted the bail. The staff immediately processed his brother's release. However, his actions at the police station were technically illegal, so officers soon came looking for him. Even though Ben raised his hands in surrender, they still fired tasers at him. On the way back to the station, the sheriff told him he could be released, but only if he agreed not to pursue charges. Otherwise, he would be thrown in jail immediately. Ben had no choice but to agree. The sheriff also gave him a payoff. It turned out that Ben's brother had been fatally stabbed in custody. The sheriff offered him 2 options: take the money and leave town, or continue resisting until he was sent to prison. When Ben saw his brother, it was too late. His brother had already died. Realizing he couldn't defeat the corrupt officers head-on, Ben chose to leave. Just as he was driving out of town, a police car followed him. The corrupt officers signaled him to pull over and then opened fire, clearly intending to kill him. Though Ben was shot, he grabbed a taser, subdued them, and quickly sped away, finally escaping the police. After this ordeal, Ben realized that blind tolerance only emboldened his enemies. That night, he infiltrated the sheriff's home and threatened him into revealing evidence of the corrupt sheriff's crimes. Though the sheriff was in league with the sheriff, he revealed everything to save his own life. Ben then took a lawyer and collected the hard drive containing the evidence. But as he left, he discovered that the lawyer had been captured by the corrupt officers. Once the officers had left, Ben called the sheriff, arranging a meeting in the outskirts of town to exchange evidence for the hostage. The sheriff set up an ambush at the exchange site, but Ben went straight to the unguarded police station instead. The sheriff was shot before he could react, but Ben hadn't intended to kill anyone, so he had used blank rounds. The sheriff's men quickly realized they'd been tricked. Ben had prepared in advance, releasing tear gas to buy time. Knowing he was a retired Special Forces operative and with smoke filling the scene, the corrupt officers dared not attack. Ben had already contacted the investigation team, and when they arrived, all of the corrupt officers were finally captured.